Michelle is a musician with albums released as Everyone Except Me and artist behind the post-apocalyptic webcomic Stray Cats. She's kind, a bit shy, and furiously creative. Henrik is a filmmaker with over 24 films and TV shows as producer, director, and occasionally host. He also released a couple of music albums. He's bombastic, larger than life, and tenacious almost to a fault. Together, they've been best friends for a decade. This show is awkward.
So, Michelle, thank you for nodding instead of saying something. It's okay. It's only 95 episodes in. Why should you why should you be aware of how this is delivered?
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Maybe a little.
Maybe. As you bump your microphone, you're like, look, I am just doing whatever I can to just spite you, cow toe. That's what you're
Yeah.
Yeah, so thanks to all the people who said nice things about last week's episode. I apologize. I won't be crying as much this week. I just I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it off.
We don't know that yet.
I mean, maybe I'll get there. But it's been an interesting week. So when we recorded last week, it was the day after my Aunt Betty's passing. So I was especially distraught. Since then, I have been mostly just really angry. Just whenever something comes up, I'm just mad. But today is evidence that I must be doing better. It's been a week and 2 days now. Yeah. I must be doing better because today. So let me tell you about the joys of being a content creator for me. I mean, you create content,
but nobody wants it.
That's not true. But when you create video content in particular, YouTube has all these algorithms now that let you find when people are using your content, like when they're uploading it and stuff like that. And what's actually been the coolest thing about that isn't the people I've busted for breaking my copyright, although I've busted a bunch for real, like 20, 30, 40 different accounts that were distributing feature length and short films without any permission.
Wow.
But I also found lots of cool reactions where people are like, sitting in the corner of the screen reacting to my shorts or whatever, which I consider fair use and fun. So that was kind of fun getting to see like some people. I watched these two guys in Norway who I can't understand what they're saying, but I watched them like jump at the jump scares in my short and I was like, I scared Norwegians. Yes. I did it. That might be a good name for the episode. I scared Norwegians. But I find all kinds of stuff like that, whether it's reaction video, because it'll even give you a little thing that says like their video contains a percentage of what is your content. So like if it says 20%, I know it's some like compilation that probably has commentary and I'll check it real quick. Or if it says like 100%, I know that there's probably a problem.
Yeah.
But then you'll go from that to look at something and you'll realize, they licensed it from so-and-so that licensed it from me. So they're actually legal. And then you'll get idiots who will fucking publish a feature-length movie. And then in the credits, in the little box, they actually put like, I own no rights to this movie. And then when I copyright strike them for it, they respond by saying, bro, like, can you remove the strike? I'll just take the video down. And it's like, you knew you weren't supposed to do that. You knew. So no, I am going to strike your channel.
I've seen that before, and I think that I don't know what they think they're doing with it. I think they think that that's like a good idea. Like
they must. Well, and they are you familiar with how the copyright strike system works on YouTube?
No.
Basically, a copyright strike is a strike against your channel, and that's a big deal. You usually get strikes for either violating copyright or violating community guidelines. And if you get a copyright strike, then it sticks for like 3 months.
Wow.
And it can reduce your ability to do certain things. Now, I don't remember exactly what order this goes in, but like if you get enough strikes, you'll lose your ability to upload long form content. You'll lose your ability to upload it all for sometimes 7 or 8 days. You'll lose your ability to live stream. You know, you lose things when you get a third strike, your channel is fully deleted and cannot be recovered.
Oh no.
That's why people get scared when they get even one strike.
Right.
They try to get it removed. But I'm, you know what? I mean, the one guy, he had 2 of my full-length movies up on his page and literally said, like, I don't own either of these. So I struck both. I sent 2 strikes in. I was like, man, beg me, I dare you to take that down. I'm sorry, like, it's my property.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not trying to, I mean, I don't believe that I can defeat piracy. I understand that piracy is a very bad thing, but I'm not one of these guys. There are a lot of filmmakers who take piracy so deeply personally that they really believe like that if you go on the Pirate Bay and you type in your movie and it says it was downloaded like 180,000 times, they really believe that like if it hadn't been for that 180,000 people would, like, as if even 5% of them even watched what they downloaded, because it's so free and convenient that it doesn't even matter to them. People download all kinds of stuff and it just sits on their hard drive. So I just am not one of those people who believes I'm being... Now, don't get me wrong. It doesn't help that people can just steal your movie. It doesn't help at all.
No.
I don't like it. And that's why I'm very vicious on YouTube. Very vicious on YouTube if people are stealing content. So, but the reason I bring this up is I must be in a good mood because I noticed a 100% notice for one of my short films.
Oh.
It's a short film called Stirring, the Christmas short I did with my dog, where there's a monster living in a Christmas tree. One of my proud shorts. I'm very proud of the short films I've made. I'm intending to try to make 3 this year.
Great.
3 shorts this year. I noticed, this person uploaded 100% of Stirring, and I was like, are they commenting on it? So I click on it. It was uploaded by a distribution company's page that had contacted me and negotiated to license the rights, which does happen from time to time. A company with a little bit of money will be like, hey, we'll give you, I mean, we're talking like well under $1,000, but we'll give you some money so that in exchange, you'll sign a thing that says we can host your video on our YouTube page as well, basically. So they're licensing content that they can make money off of.
Yeah.
Through ad revenue. It's actually a pretty sweet deal when you have a short that's just been sitting for 2 years and somebody's like, hey, I'll give you some money. But I saw that and I was like, wait, I emailed those fucking people a month ago and said, hey, I never heard back from you after I gave you a link to the movie and signed the contract and sent you an invoice.
Ooh.
Yet here the movie is. So I sent an email again saying, hey, what's up? And I didn't get a response immediately. But I didn't say like, dear dead motherfuckers, you stole my content. You will all die. I was very professional, but I was also like, hey, you guys going to pay me or am I going to strike your channel for copyright infringement? And I ended up writing the VP of this company. It's a decent sized company. Like I've watched movies that they've licensed to Showtime. So they're not a small company.
Yeah.
Yeah. That VP got back to me immediately and was like, I don't know what happened exactly, but I have no knowledge of you signing the contract. And I have no knowledge of you because the short film thing is its own department. So she was like, I have no knowledge of that. Maybe it was because I was not included. She was like, can you just forward me when you sent them your stuff? So I forwarded it to her, and then she immediately replied like a minute or 2 later and said, I will cut you a check today. So yay. I yelled at somebody and got money about goddamn time, unlike the other thing I'm dealing with that I'll talk about some other time publicly, where I would just like to be paid something, even if it's going to be insulting, which I'm sure it will be.
It's going to be insulting.
It's going to be so insulting. I mean, I'm already insulted. I'm not one of these people that cries and whines and kicks their legs about how unfair business practices are everywhere. There are a lot of unfair business practices out there in show business. But I've been paid by most of the distributors I've dealt with. But there's one distributor I've dealt with who is who I don't even think he's smart enough to be a shyster. I think that he's mostly just a dumbass. I think he's a dumbass, and I think that he's ripping me off just a bit because he thinks it's fine. And he probably thinks I'm a bumpkin. You should have seen the way he ignored my emails for 4 months until I sent him a legal notice of breach of contract. And then magically, you hear from him. You hear I blew into the conch shell of the asshole distributor, and he had to answer that just as his father and father before him had answered that call. So I was thinking about telling that whole story, the actual like whole thing on my Patreon. That way it's behind a paywall, so it's not quite so public.
Yeah.
But because people might find that interesting to hear, like, you know, how do you deal with a total piece of shit distributor who steals your movie? Well, it doesn't steal your movie, but steals your movie. Has your movie for 7 years and claims it didn't make a penny. It's just, which wouldn't even make me mad. Like, I get that, you know, shit happens, but I distribute movies I can't say hobby because that's the thing, actually. It was kind of a hobby. Remember when I first started distributing my own movies, the little movies I had? Like, I first started distributing them just to whoever I could get them to myself. It was a hobby. And then one day I was like, never mind, I'm paying my rent with this. So I'm just saying, I'm just some asshole who started doing it as a basically hobby and then was like, oh, never mind, there's money to be made. I guess this is a part of my career too now. And this guy is like, I've been in business for, 11 years or some shit. I have a LinkedIn, da-da-da-da-da. I'm always so nice on the phone. It's like, well, you know, I mean, I'm not saying that I want him to die, because I don't. I just want him to not live. No, that's not even true. I just don't like him. And, you know, if I heard he got horribly maimed, I would be like, wow, okay.
I would be sad.
That's nice,
if he
dear.
Got maimed.
Anyway,
because then I don't think you'd get paid.
Oh. Spoken like a true one of you. What was the... But no, so I wasn't trying to go on a tangent about that, but it was nice to get paid, that I will get paid. It's not a lot of money, but I'm just going to put it straight on the credit card debt that I've amassed thanks to deciding not to slow down most elements of my business during COVID and such, has racked me up some debt. And, you know, the pet veterinarian stuff doesn't help. So,
yeah.
Although a lot of it was paid for by all those nice people on Facebook who helped. A lot of it, like, more than most of it, but not all of it, but most of it. More than most of it. Henrikisms 101. It's hot in here. Hold on, this is a callback to last this is a throwback to last week. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust my thermostat from my phone.
Wow.
Yeah, I just turned it down 2 degrees.
Cool.
It is cool. I like the Nest. The only problem I'm having with it now is that it's so hot here. We've had a heat wave of over 90 degrees every day. And when it's that hot, I don't really like that it I don't really like the feature that it keeps the house warmer while you're gone, because it takes forever to get the house cold again. So I actually leave the AC the way I like it when I leave the house, because it just takes so long for it to cool back down. But in an 85 degree circumstance, that would be really nice. And I'm really excited for it in the winter, because I don't mind a kind of chilly house. So what, you made a face?
Oh, it's just like you come home, like you've been outside in the cold all day at work because you're in the vestibule. Sorry. And it's so cold, and you get home and your house is like 59 degrees.
Well, I wasn't going to let it get that cold. I was going to keep it around 62.
Oh, geez. That's really cold too, though.
Well, but then the moment you walk into the house, it's going to turn on and bring it up to whatever temperature you like.
But you're so cold because you were there all day.
Well, then use your phone to tell it to turn on 2 hours before you get home.
Okay, fine.
I did that at the movies the other day.
That's a good idea.
Right before I went, because I'd been out for like 5 hours. And right before I went into the movie, I was just like, I'm just going to set the thermostat for 72 degrees in the house. That way when I walk in, I'll be like, woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hot as hell out here. Today's actually a lot better than it has been.
Oh, that's nice.
Today's like only 91 or something instead of being like 95, 96. And there really is a noticeable difference between those numbers for sure. I mean, that's why they're different, I guess, is because there's. You ever hear that? I always used to love to tell people like, hey, your days are numbered because that's how we tell them apart. I always like that joke. So anyway, so tell us about, I know you've been going through a personal adventure involving spray paint. Which one? Well, I was referring to the one involving spray paint. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So do you want to tell everybody what the odyssey, Michelle's odyssey of spray paint is?
Sure. So basically what happened was I have my foundation wall, because I have a basement, is really, really high. Like, it's exposed a lot. And unfortunately, my house had some issues, or might still have issues. Who really knows? And it's got some really nice cracks in the wall.
So when you say nice...
Like, nice.
Nice. Okay.
Like cracks, little cracks, big cracks. Most of them that look like they have been patched at one time, but were patched kind of poorly. Some of them that have opened back up, but maybe that's okay, maybe that's not okay. It depends on where my brain is at the moment. It doesn't matter. Inside of the walls are not cracked, so that's good. So I was like, okay, well, it's obvious there's efflorescence on the inside of the walls.
Efflorescence. Can you define that for people who did not graduate from home inspector education? I
mean, I guess, but you know what it is.
I don't.
Everyone. It's when water like goes through like a hard like surface, like concrete or brick or something, and it dries. Like the minerals from the water and the like concrete and stuff, they come through and they stay on the wall, so that like makes little white powdery spots that are made of calcium carbonate, which is actually really nice because we can make gunpowder out of it.
Ooh, like that's a fun project at home.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically it's just a sign that you're having a water issue if you're not actually seeing the water issue. And obviously the more you see, the more water you've had come through your wall. And like as a thing, it's not dangerous, but water coming through your wall is dangerous.
Right.
Because it eventually breaks down the surface, can hurt your foundation. Yeah. And it's flaky, and Gigs was looking at it.
Yeah, so, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. And I want to taste some too.
I'm curious if it tastes good.
It's salts. So.
Oh, okay. Well, you need that to live.
Mm-hmm.
That specifically, like to lick wall salt.
Yeah. From a basement.
Yeah, basement wall salt.
Mm-hmm.
So, continue, please.
So the cracks, if we're pretending that they're not structural anymore, are at least letting water come into the wall, when it rains. Because I see efflorescence and it's above ground, so it's not like the soil is pressing on it or anything. It's just from rain. So I figured, I will get some crack, some like concrete.
You'll get some crack?
I'll get some crack and I'm gonna put it right in the wall. No, I'll take it and I won't care anymore.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. What's a wall?
Yeah, I don't know.
But so you got some crack
concrete, like crack filler.
Okay.
But it was like kind of like caulk basically, and it said it was gray, but it was really basically white. And it comes in the big caulk tube, so you have to have a caulk gun. So I bought a caulk gun, but I didn't know how to use it, and I tried really hard. So then I just squeezed the tube with my hands, and it really, really hurt after a while.
Yeah. If only they had, there's gotta be a better way.
So eventually I was like, let me try one more time with this caulk gun, and I got it to work. But, so then I had all of these filled in cracks in my wall, which looked like I filled in cracks in my wall.
Right. Yeah.
And is fine, but if I ever were to sell the house it's like, look at all these cracks in my wall. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to cover them. And my mom was like, you should get stone spray paint. And I was like, yay. Because she had done that for one of her walls, and she did a really good job. So then I looked for it online, and I found Rust-Oleum kind. But the Rust-Oleum, then I went to Lowe's, and it was like, oh no, it's only for indoor. And I was like, but I just came here for it. So then I had to go home, and then I don't know what happened, but I ended up looking at the Krylon kind, and that one's for outdoor too. But nobody carries it. Everybody says they carry it, but it's always out of stock. I just assume that nobody buys it, and it's going they're,
or the opposite. Everyone is still fixing their houses from the, because that's the thing though. Home improvement stuff is really complicated because of lots of things: the supply chain, people's desire to work on their homes when they're stuck there all. I mean, I started I remember after 2 or 3 months of being at home, I was sitting on my patio and I couldn't stop thinking about what could I do with my patio and backyard. I was like, all this space is not being used. I need a shed and an inflatable hot tub and I need to get my barbecue grill in order, and I need to get one of those big plastic resin storage bins, and I just couldn't stop because I'm stuck staring at it all the time. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that a lot of people go through that, Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that might be why I've worked with Rust-Oleum a lot. That is a movie set standard tool to make things look old. Like when we did a Western recently, we had, handcuffs. And we sprayed them with Rust-Oleum to make them look like they had been used because they were actually brand new.
Yeah.
So it's, but it's not generally for outdoor use. So it's decorative at best.
Some of it is. Yeah. But but not the decorative kind. So. Yeah.
So now you're actually waiting right now to go to Michael's a little ways away.
Yeah, fucking 25 minutes away.
But they've confirmed they have it.
They actually told me that they're holding it, and I can get it now.
But they said that we're going to hold it for 7.5 minutes.
Exactly. Actually, they said till the 30th.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
But maybe they'll just put it back. Or maybe someone else will want it, and they'll be like, yeah, you just
look, too many people are asking. We can't hold this kind of thing.
I know you already paid for it, but...
you'll understand.
Yeah.
You'll understand. You'll understand that we're keeping your money for nothing.
But this is the second place that I tried to get this particular color at, because I bought the other colors, and every color that I bought is wrong. So now my walls look like I've just randomly sprayed. They don't look like there's cracks anymore.
Well,
they just look like I am totally crazy, and I'm just randomly spray painting them.
See, you should have talked to me about this problem. You never talked to me about this problem. I could have solved this problem so much better.
Oh. How?
Instead of all of this you're talking about, just get some marble contact paper and make it one big marble wall.
Oh. Yeah. Could have done that.
Would have looked so cool. It would have looked like the mausoleum in Phantasm.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been awesome.
I got that idea from that. That's how they made the marble walls in Phantasm, was marble contact paper.
They did a really good job with it.
Yeah. Coscarelli, the director, his mom applied most of the paper herself. Because she's the one who came up with the idea. They were trying to figure out how we're going to make marble walls. And she was like, what about marble contact paper? and then they were like, great. And then they all left so that she was stuck doing it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's not in the book, but I can only assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, we will have a riveting conclusion to Spray Paint Gate next week when we'll let everybody know what's going on with Michelle and the spray paint.
I'm sure it's going to be the wrong color again. If it's the wrong color, there's no other colors. I bought all the colors.
Then you got to mix the colors.
I am mixing the colors, but it's not enough. I need at least one more color to make it the correct mixture.
So maybe this will be it.
I hope so, because
you're so aggro right now.
It's so hard, and they're really thick, and they come out in little dots, and so you have to make sure you get the right amount of dots, so it doesn't it's not solid, but it also doesn't look like you just put little dots, and
You don't sound like the ravings of a lunatic right now at all. Not even a little bit. No, all of this is fine.
Yeah.
Well, God, Michelle. So, well, I want to mention real quick that we're coming up on the 100 episodes of the show is awkward. So I think it's time we put it out to the small but bizarrely dedicated audience, and we say, what should we do for the 100th episode?
Yeah.
Like, really, what should we do?
Yeah.
We're open to suggestions. Luckily, the 100th episode falls after my vacation.
Okay.
Ooh, we're going to have to record double up for when I'm on vacation. Or I'll just do it while I'm on vacation with no internet. I don't know how it'll work, but we'll do it anyway.
Well, what about if I just did it and you're on the phone?
Oh.
And I like put you up to the
I was so excited about the
microphone?
idea of a Michelle solo episode.
Oh, no.
I think that's what we got to do. I think you should just do an episode, just you. It'll be great. You know how to edit sound and stuff.
Yeah, and I'll just stare I won't even need sound. I'll just stare into my camera, and that'll be it.
That's some next level stuff.
Nodding.
Right there. Yeah, just nodding. But no, but we really are. We're taking suggestions. If you want us to do something live, if you want us to do a 15-hour long episode, like, that's on the table. Michelle's just like, I'm going along with whatever he says.
Yep,
it's
whatever
fine.
you want. Yeah.
But yeah, we do want to do something for the 100th. I've been so laser focused on the 100th episode of Weekly Spooky, which is a few episodes ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
So that I haven't really thought about what the 100th episode of this show will be. So, I mean, maybe we'll finally reveal who shot JR.
Okay.
I feel like that's given away too much, though.
I mean, do you really want to keep that secret for the rest of your life, though?
I was told to take it to my grave.
Oh, okay, fine.
But, like, that person's dead.
Oh, well then who cares?
Yeah, I mean... I killed them, though. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Why do you have any sort of sense of commitment to them if you killed them?
Well, because they said it was so important that no one know this. So I killed them so that one less person knew.
Okay.
Yeah, it was for them.
Yeah, this is hard then.
Yeah. Well, it's not entirely my fault. Like, they told me, look, when it comes to this, if somebody's on to you, just shoot first and ask questions later. So I shot him 3 times, and then I asked him, why would I want to do that?
Or like, did you mean you as well? Oh, man.
Oh, that's like one of my favorite old like dad jokes. Come on, Michelle, tell us a dad joke.
I don't know any dad jokes.
That's not fair. Why do I know all the dad jokes and I didn't have a dad? And you don't know any and you had a dad.
I don't think my dad really did dad joke stuff.
I find that hard to believe. I think you're fibbing. Just shrugging on a podcast. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. It's all right. We've only had 95 episodes of me chiding you for nonverbal responses. So before we take off, before we get out of here, you're working on getting things together for your business.
Yeah.
So sorry, I keep hearing thunder. So you filed for your DBA?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you're waiting to hear back?
Yeah, but it's been like 2 weeks.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And I filed online. So, like, they got it,
Yeah.
and they took my money away.
Yeah.
So
How much did that cost?
$70.
Jesus. I because you were talking about it, I decided to look up exactly how it went when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
It cost $39. And my second DBA, I filed at 11 a.m. on a Friday, and I had it at 3 p.m. that Friday.
What?
I'm just being dead serious. And well, here we don't call it DBAs. We call them trade names and fictitious names.
We call them fictitious names.
Oh, you don't use the term DBA at all there either?
Not in PA.
Okay, yeah, because they don't hear either. But like generally speaking, everybody seems to know what DBA is. Doing business as. Man, that's so ridiculous. They're making you wait 2 weeks.
Yeah, so that's the problem. Like they're like, put your business name, and I'm like, someone's got to tell me if I got it or not, because I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure you probably do. You should follow up.
I don't really know how to follow up.
There's an email or a phone number. Call
All
it.
right,
You need to follow up right now on the show.
Okay.
Just call in. That's how we know we've reached a new echelon of entertainment. Let's talk to government bureaucrats live on the air.
Yeah.
But not live. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think it actually is that you're going to have the right colors after you get this Michaels pickup done?
Oh, I think on a real scale, it's about a 1. I don't think this is the right color, but there's no other colors. So if this doesn't work, I will have to just buy paint and mix paint to the right color.
Oh, like a poor person.
Well, actually, it'll cost more.
Oh,
but
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because paint.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know if I do that, I can get it right. But this gives it kind of like it looks, if I do it correctly, it'll look almost indistinguishable. Like you'll have to kind of look at it. If I paint it, it's going to be noticeable. Yeah. Maybe.
Well, at that point, you should just paint it something fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to it just being a totally different color.
You should paint a mural.
You know, when I wanted to buy this house the one time in West Philly, it had like a big blank side on it, like where a house used to be. And I was like, I'm going to paint a mural on it. And then I didn't get it because someone else did. And then they painted a mural on it. It's a nice mural.
And you're probably disappointed because it wasn't weeb stuff.
Back then, I wouldn't have even painted weeb stuff. I don't know what I would have painted.
That doesn't make any sense to me. You wouldn't have painted weeb stuff. Then what would you have painted?
I didn't have any ideas. I just wanted to paint on a wall.
That's deep. I think we're on to something here.
Thanks for listening. You can email us at thisshowis awkward@gmail.com or go to awkwardshow.com or whatever. See you next time.